I've got a great criminal legal topic for you today that many people ask me. Are police allowed to ask trick questions during an interview? Great question. And this is all about lies and deception and the read technique and the various ways that police manipulate you. And the surprising answer is the police are allowed to lie. They are allowed to be deceptive. They are allowed to use trick questions on you during an interview. And people should know that when they're under arrest and dealing with the police. So we're going to break it down for you today. And here's the bottom line. In Canada, when you're placed under arrest, in many instances, in most instances, the police are going to want to eventually interview you. So first of all, they're going to give you a right to a lawyer. And that lawyer's, first of all, going to speak to you on the phone, and they're going to tell you to shut up, right to silence. But it seems that many people don't want to listen to lawyers when on the phone. I can tell you, it's always shocking and surprising to me how many people want to talk to the police because they think they're going to talk their way out of it. Once the police have arrested you, they've already made up their mind. They're just trying to gather more evidence, and they want to get you talking. So they give you a right to a lawyer. Let's say you speak to the police, or the lawyer, I should say, unless you're going to, in many cases, unfortunately, ignore that lawyer's advice. You go into the interrogation room, and here the police are, well, they're trained in this stuff. They're trained in little techniques to lie, trickery, etc. They're going to say, look, we've already got your DNA. Look at your co-accused has already confessed. He's in the other room. He's going to testify at you. So you might as well come clean now to us. Don't you want to unburden yourself? All these little tricks. They're going to point to boxes of materials or make up evidence that doesn't exist. Trickery and deception. There's so many little tips and tricks that they can use. These people are very highly trained in this. And there's a technique which has been highly criticized called the read technique, where they manipulate a person, trickery, deception, pretend your friend, get you chatting socially. You don't even want to chat socially with the police in that interview room. You just want to assert your rights to counsel. They may keep you in there for hours if it's a murder case. They can keep asking you questions. You keep asserting your rights to counsel. Say nothing. I'm choosing to say nothing. I'm exercising my right to counsel. Put your head in the desk. Don't answer any questions. Not even social questions. Just say, I don't want to answer your questions. My lawyer told me not to answer your questions. So this is, it's a bit shocking to some people that the police are allowed to use complete trickery and deception. Now, on the other hand, it can't cross the line into where it shocks the community, okay? So there's a test in Ontario for statements. For example, it has to be voluntary. Now, voluntary means several things. It means without threats. In other words, the police got, if you don't give me a statement, I'm going to beat you. Promises. If you give me a statement, I'll let you go home. They're not allowed to do that. Inducements. If you do this, we'll give you this. And it can't be oppressive circumstances. So, I mean, they can't bring you into interview room for, say, 12 hours, oppressive circumstances, an 18-year-old, no food or water, keep beating you down, no sleep. At some point, it starts shocking the community. It becomes oppressive circumstances, and it crosses the line, okay, in terms of, the trickery and deceit. But one trickery and deceit, which is considered perfectly fine, you may have heard about it, is the Mr. Big operation in Canada, where the police have an undercover agent. They befriend you. That police officer becomes your friend. They pretend they're part of a criminal organization that you're joining, and they get you to ultimately confess to the murder that you may or may not have done. Some people will say they did a murder just to make themselves feel better with the Mr. Big. It's all about, they want you to confess to something that you did to be part of this organization. It's a very elaborate trap. So that's completely deceptive. That's an interview, essentially, isn't it? You're not in arrest, but you're dealing with an undercover agent. But back to the interview situation, here's the bottom line. Police can and will, is perfectly accepted by the Supreme Court of Canada at all court levels. They'll use deception, trickery, the read technique, which has been highly criticized, that it can result in false confessions. You should need to be aware of this, and you need to exercise your right to counsel, because here's the problem. It's fine, I'm all for convicting people who are truly guilty. You know what, I'm a citizen too, even though I'm a defense counsel. I'm here to uphold people's rights. But the problem is some of these techniques will result in false confessions or evidence against a person who's truly innocent. Whether you're innocent or guilty help yourself out or somewhere in between. Don't say anything to the police. Don't fall for their techniques. Know that from the time you get in that interview room, just pretend they're lying through their teeth, because that's what they're going to do to try and trick you into confessing or saying something. And when someone says, oh, the other guy, the co-accused in the other room, he's already told against me, well, you're kind of tempted to say something against him, aren't you? Or make something up or explain yourself because you know that's not true. Don't fall for it. It's all lies. They do this all the time in these interviews. So that's it in a nutshell. In Canada, police are allowed, and I agree they should be allowed to use trickery and deceit. I mean, you're catching criminals there, but you have rights too. You don't have to fall for it. You can just say nothing, talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer's going to tell you to shut up, and just assume that the police are using trickery and deceit to try and get you to make either a false confession or admit something that's against your interest, and don't fall for it. That's the law currently in Canada, and it's been for many years. And the Mr. Big operations are very, very big in Canada. That's been working very well for the police, and people are falling for that too. And arguably some people who may be innocent because they're tempted to say they did a murder when they didn't, just to impress the head of the Mr. Big operation to get ingratiated with that operation. So it's been an interesting video. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. And thanks for watching my video. Thank you for watching our video. We are absolutely committed to bringing you the best possible criminal and DUI educational videos. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been charged with a criminal offense in Ontario and require our services, please click on the link in the description below.